shit. Look, right there. Oh, it better not be smelly. Oh, fuck, of course it is. Oh, God. Oh. 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 God, dude, that dog. Oh. Oh. Got bad whiff of that shit, dude. Ugh. Hey. Hey. Smell the stink room. Yeah, so the cop was using the bathroom out here. And it stank repulsively because I happened to walk right by it, right by it and I caught a whiff. Well, now, this one going over here. There we go. And avoid his fresh turd. Go. Hey, where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Come on, bud. Come on. Okay. Took an hour and a... Wait, what? Try this. 2, 1. There's my scarf. Sweet. There we go. Zooks. Where are you? There you are. Goofy thing. Oh, wait. We're grabbing it. Come on, bud. Come on. It sounds like my karaoke night. I'm not doing karaoke night tonight. I'm going to a concert, so gonna go see some kind of punk ska shit over at Dante's in Portland. So That's what I'm doing. Just kind of, chilled here for a little bit before I actually go. Ugh. Though I'm not gonna be dressed up in my cowboy looking fit. Actually, fuck is my... Hold on. I want to do something really quick, actually, now that I think about it. Come on, bud. Come on. There you go. Ugh. I'm gonna get this charged up and the other thing too. Both of these bad boys. This and also this. Yeah. Take tolerance breaks to make an mix to get out stone easily. You don't really need to take that long of a fucking tolerance break. I mean, yeah, at least when it comes to that. Besides, I doubt Delta 8, is going to have, like, any effect close to, like, what real weed is. So, probably just doing that for no real reason, honestly. Because I mentioned, like, the cannabinoids in, like, Delta 8 are not the same as Delta 9. So... Excuse save money for later then. Like you keep telling me. Well, fair enough. I mean, I'm not, saying one way or the other what you should do. I'm just saying. At least when it comes to the weed aspect of things. Here. A little coffee. Have this later. But, actually, I wanted to, do this really quick. Oops. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Discovered measurements of a new man cave. It's 10 by 20 feet. Nice. So it's probably about, like, relatively, maybe slightly smaller than my garage. I'm gonna do this real quick. Downstairs. Good size room. It is. At least I think it is. Here, let me see if this is the right show. Just kind of see what bands are playing, because I forgot the exact names. I know right now what's going on is Happy Hour with John Elvis Schroeder. and that's like some, I'm assuming, comedy show going on right now. And then at 7:30, the Slackers with the Voodoo Glow Skulls and Chris Murray going to be playing, and Los Malamblados is the opener. So that's the show I'm going to. Wow, actually the tickets like jumped up like $5-something since yesterday. I bought a ticket yesterday when it was still like 27, and now it's $32. So at least it's cheaper getting it before. Doing your best to purchase all Christian rock from Spotify. You should get like, satanic rock in there now. Obvious Satanas, baby. Still a bit confused about gymcore. I don't know what that is. Like, I mean, what is gymcore, dude? Is it just like, those beats that you would listen to at the gym from Manosphere Bros? Like, and then you just have like epic guitars in the background, just like, I mean, what the fuck is it? Like, I mean, I think of gymcore and I'm thinking of like those hard fucking like synth beats that you like every gym bro Manosphere fucktard like has in their videos, where it's always like basically the same song. EDM with mix of grunge influenced vocals. Mixed of grunge influenced vocals. So what? Just like more modern, like post-modern grunge that has like EDM style to it? Because like a lot of music and a lot of different genres have like EDM like incorporated into it nowadays. Like there's a lot of different bands that, will do shit like that. I mean, like Beast in Black, for example, like a good half of their songs are like the equivalent of like dance metal or some shit, where it's like heavy power metal type of shit. And then on top of that, you got like EDM, like kind of dance style, like kind of tones and music and synth beats a little bit in the background with it as well. So, I mean, there's definitely like, like a large mixture that's been happening a lot with that type of stuff lately. Especially in like Europe when it comes to like metal bands over there. Like it seems like they're the ones who are like really gun-ho for like, making it basically the equivalent of like pop over there. Like when it comes to metal at least. Blue Steel is apparently where that comes from, at least in your playlist. I want to look up gymcore on YouTube. What's it like look like? What the fuck is metalcore? That's like, it's like the evolution of nu metal, essentially. Like if 90s and early 2000s was just nu metal, and you know nu metal, so it's like, if you get that sound, but kind of, incorporate a little bit of like, the rhythms of like death, like not really death metal, but like, kind of like more heavier, like kind of like thrash style, not really thrash, but like in speed, but in a sense of just like complexity, where it's just like, just kind of like basic riffs, really heavy, chuggy, a lot of like heavy bass drum shit, really super thick deep bass, like where it's like, like almost growling, like where the bass is almost growling, essentially. Like it's here, I can show some metalcore because I've listened to some metalcore before. It's not really my main thing, but I've listened to it. I can give you like something generic that might be on YouTube. Gymcore is a genre of electronic music that combines elements of EDM, trap, dubstep, and hard-hitting aggressive beats, often characterized by heavy bass lines, distorted synths, and intense drum patterns. It's from Wikipedia. So it kind of sounds like, those like Manosphere drum edit music sounds for their videos, where it's like, just like, super heavy beats and all this sort of shit. Seems like that. Avenged Sevenfold is metalcore. I think they kind of had a phase where they were kind of like nu metal, early like kind of proto metalcore, and then they kind of eventually have their latest stuff. Now I don't know what their albums are like ever since Hail to the King, but with that album, you know, and a lot of songs that I have heard after that, like, they definitely kind of, like, morphed into more, like, kind of groove metal in a way. Kind of, like, you know, hitting more of the roots of what made their sounds initially and kind of got more groovy with it. I suppose, like, groovy metalcore, if that makes sense. Because they definitely got grooves. Like, I mean, I will admit that. Like, I mean, even prior, you know, it's like, you know, Avenged Sevenfold definitely has an ability to have, like, some pretty decent grooves, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, their metal songs and shit. They still pull out bangers sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I'm not, like, the biggest fan of Avenged Sevenfold, but, yeah, I definitely like a lot of their songs. I mean, like, one of my favorite music videos comes from them. It's like that animated music video about, like, the, you know, boyfriend killing his girlfriend and all that shit. It's a fucked up music video, but that's why me and my friends love it, because it's so edgy. I actually found a YouTube short to show how to make metalcore in 30 seconds by Nick Nocturnal. This guy I actually like a lot. I'm subscribed to him.
Metalcore in 30 seconds. Drop C tuning.
Oh, yes, drop C. Fuck yes.
7/8. Harmonies. Jugs. Pinch of harmonics. Crab. Go.
See? Easy. It's not that hard. Sounds like my kind of music. Well, that's basically metalcore in a nutshell. That literally is, like, fucking metalcore in a nutshell. I mean, obviously, there's bands that do their own different thing, but if you want, like, the core, like, root foundation of metalcore, that's it. That's literally it right there. That's very much it right there. He's done a few of these shorts before, though. I really like this guy a lot. Here, let's just kind of check out one of his videos, because why not? Metal Posers, Spotify Wrapped 2023. You know, I mean, since you had one, let's look at this one.
Rap 2023. Beautiful time of year where people can share how their number is bigger, therefore better persons than the other bands around them. That's what it's all about. Boosting egos and calling people that have a top 5 that you don't fully agree with a complete poser. That's
and trash.
what we're doing today. Also, did you know that 47% of you aren't subscribed?
I am, sir.
So again, I've already seen my own, like, Nick Nocturnal Spotify rap, which again, I'll just click it here and share this with you guys. But I haven't seen the personal one yet, and that's what we're going to be getting into today. I'm f***ing terrified. I'm not going to lie. What's going to be on there? I have no clue. When it comes to the Nick Nocturnal rap, I want to first say thank you, because this is a year that was very different for me. I literally took this year and I made a huge change in my content, which for you might not seem like a big change, because yeah, sure, right. And
here, I'll skip this part. Just a smidge. Okay, all right, a little too far ahead.
I just want to thank you, because holy shit, this year, 22.3 million streams, 2 million fucking listeners, 1 million hours. Guys, that's a lot of time. And whatever the countries, no one gives a for the countries, right? Thank you, guys. That means a lot. It really does. I mean, if you guys need a comparison, last year it actually shows me. This is
countries anyway.
Well, this is what I gained this year. 1.3 million new listeners. I have 2 million. You know, insane. Like, again, my point being is, like, thank you, guys. It's very cool and a bit of a wholesome moment here. Very rewarding to see how, sure, of course, the YouTube has been amazing and streaming and all that shit.
I like it skipped a little bit part. It's pretty cool that his numbers actually kind of popped up, because he is a musician too. Like, he obviously has his own stuff that he makes and produces. What's this?
4.5 million streams, 500,000.
Gets unfairly dunked on for being too radio friendly, and every time someone does, it takes everything to me and be like, well, can you make something better? Most of the time the answer is no. And also, that's just a dishonest fucking question. Like, just because someone doesn't like a thing, you know, or doesn't like something, being like, oh, well, can you make it better? It's like, that's not the point. Like, honestly, that literally ain't the point. You know, and depending on who you talk to, you might want to be careful with that question, because maybe they can.
Thank you, yeah, Termina. And I don't know if this makes me happy or sad, because the next one's Death Funk. And keep this number in mind, okay, Termina. The real band project. The album that cost a lot of money to make, right? 497,000 monthly listeners. Death Funk. 3 million streams. 501,000 monthly listeners. Thank you. again, I'm appreciative and depressed at the same time. All right, now for the thing you guys are all
That's basically the nutshell of an artist. It's like, let me put some stuff out there. People love it. I'm so embarrassed and depressed, but oh my god, I'm so happy.
For really quickly, my personal.
I mean, that really is kind of true, because like you have like a depressed, like angsty embarrassment of like, oh, it sucks, but people actually love it, so you're appreciative and actually do like feel happy because of that. But you just still have like that, like, you know, major critic, you know, that like the deepest critic inside of you. Most people ask that to art musicians. Well, okay, maybe not dishonest, but kind of like disingenuous, because like if you're talking to someone who isn't a musician and ask them, oh, can you make something better when it comes to like, you know, listening to music, that like obviously not. But again, it's like it's still not necessarily the point, because if they still like, because they can have an ear for it even if they don't, like, if they're not musicians.
I rapped. Oh God. Okay. All right. Let's go, bro. Look, guys. I'm a core kid for life, but look, I'll throw down with a good amount of Joji and some Weekend here and there. Like, it happens. I'm not ashamed about it. It is what it is. I don't care. I'll listen to Lauren.
Hey, I'll listen to all sorts of shit too, bud.
And then I'll listen to Slow Dancing in the Dark right after. Yeah. Let's see. How much of a poser is canceled?
I'm just saying, making music of any time of any type requires time, talent, skill, and perseverance. Well, mostly, okay, well, kind of. Like, yeah, it does require skill. You don't really have to be, like, you know, like, you don't have to, like, you know, be just, like, talented in a sense of, like, you got, like, a natural, like, you know, like, sense to it. Like, I mean, you can have that, you know, trained up as a skill. And perseverance, yeah, but, I mean, a lot of it is just practice and persistence. Not just like persevering for it, but just being persistent.
Nocturnal. Hello, Nick Nocturnal. It's wrapped. I'm not ready for this. I'm not. You listen to 36 genres. They better all be core related. How did your taste stack up? I don't know. We got a sandwich. All right, is this the genre? I love the genre chart. Let's go. Come on. Damn straight. Core kid for life. Whoa, I wasn't done yet. Yo, Pop. Yo, Caleb. Shut the f*** up. Melodic metalcore.
Okay, here, I actually kind of want to see what he's got here. Melodic metalcore is the very tippy top, deathcore, pop, alt metal, and then rap. Wow, that's actually kind of, yeah, I think the rap and the pop part comes in with The Weeknd and Joji, like he was mentioning earlier. I think that's where that comes in. Man, I need to get, like, you know, get back on Spotify, honestly. Because, like, I mean, I know my shit's probably going to be whack. I mean, you know, when it comes to, like, the different stuff that I've, like, you know, followed or added as music over the years and shit, because there's, like, there's a lot. Don't have that much taste for death metal. Okay.
Best music ever. Deathcore. Okay, the pop number, guys, guys, listen. Sleep Token is considered pop sometimes. I don't know how Spotify's algorithm works. You ever listen to Reddit? If it has clean singing, it's also pop. Alternative metal, damn straight. And hey, rap goes hard as yo, 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 brother.
I mean, honestly, low key, like, I mean, rap can go hard as fuck sometimes.
Oh, Pittsburgh, USA.
I've even heard, like, some rap artists, and, you know, even more rarely, like, some country artists say that those, like, genres are basically, at least in themes and, like, in commentary about, like, their, like, culture, so to speak, are pretty much the same. It's just, you know, what they talk about and the music, you know, that they use to push it, basically. Which, I mean, you know, thinking about it, like, at least with more outlaw-style country where it's like, my wife left me, and I lost all my goddamn money drinking beers or some shit, and fighting the cops and all that shit, like, I mean, you know, like there's kind of a commonality with that, you know, when it comes to at least, you know, some forms of, at least some different subgenres of rap as well. So, I mean, like, and I've heard before, like, even, like, some rap artists, like, people, like, I even heard that, I think Snoop Dogg even said it once, where it's like, yeah, like, honestly, the genres are pretty much the same, but just different, you know, people, different tones and styles, you know, being put into it. Which, it's like, I mean, yeah, that's how genres work. I mean, but, you know, kind of seeing the commonality, I mean, I kind of see it being there. And honestly, I think a lot of that overlaps in general. Like, when you have, like, certain themes or, like, commentary music, like, you're going to get a lot of that, you know, in all sorts of different genres. I mean, I can argue there's an overlap of shit like that, too, with, like, certain metal genres, too, including, like, certain like thrash scenes, like yeah, the Bay Area thrash scene where like bands like Death Angel, Testament came from. Like there's a lot of like, you know, kind of political like nonconformist style angst that kind of came out from like a scene like that. So it just, you know, I'd argue that, you know, it's kind of, you know, debatable, you know, when it comes to like, you know, having like a thematic or symbolic overlaps about like commentary about certain things or certain struggles and shit.
Here, why is this talking about this? What? What is,
a lot of alt metals leftists. Well, I mean, arguably a lot of like, you know, like some of the more like kind of alternative non-conforming style of music, like metal, rock, rap, etc. Like, I mean, I think a lot of these genres tend to be more predominantly left, at least left leaning in comparison to, you know, other genres or, you know, just like at least in the U.S. Because I mean, I definitely argue with that, you know, being true. Because like, there's definitely a lot of other genres where they definitely kind of have more of a right-leaning bend, like country, for example. You still get kind of the, you know, oddball, you know, that goes against the fray, like Wheelark or Junior, you know, or something like that. But it's kind of, you know, again, more of a diamond in the rough these days. Because rock and country used to be genuinely like more, at least like maybe not necessarily left leaning, but like overtly anarchistic. Like, you know, being like, nah, just fuck the system, like fuck your rules and shit. Like, I'm just gonna do what I want. Like, it was more bent towards that more so than I guess left leaning, but still, it was like definitely there.
Hey, cool. Thanks. People in here are more likely to with Nick Nocturnal Terror and Ant, okay? You played 2,543 songs. That's not a lot. There's a lot more with this, but whatever. Again, the quantity, don't worry about the quantity. Guys. My friend, Death Funk, it's great gym music. The majority of the time when I listen to music is to get the gains. And guess what?
Hey.
It's not my fault that Death Funk gets you the most fucking gains per hour. GPH, brother. Electric Callboy has high GPH too. So does the Browning. Not my fault. Paying yourself. Yeah, dude, it was 77th Street.
I see why TJ and other older folks dislike the music I like, but blame that they grew up on a different time. I don't even think TJ. What do you mean like TJ Kirk? What do you mean by that? Because honestly, like, yeah, sure, they probably don't like a lot of the modern music today, but that doesn't mean like, you know, they probably hate like all modern shit. I mean, I don't fucking know what their music tastes are like. I mean, TJ kind of seems musically kind of an enigma, where he like, yeah, will listen to like a lot of rock or like alt stuff and shit, but he seems like he can like listen to really, you know, different shit, from what it seems like. Paul's kind of more rooted in, like, kind of that old, like, kind of punk rock grunge kid era from, like, the 90s. He hated post-grunge, y'all sound like puddle mud. Okay, I mean, you know, I'm not going to completely disagree, but, I mean, like, it is a little bit of a oversimplification. Like, yeah, like, I mean, there's definitely plenty of, like, you know, like post-grunge bands that honestly are basically a fucking clone. But, I mean, that doesn't mean all of them are. I mean, you know, and the thing is, like, when you have, like, kind of like a post-genre style of, like, a scene, like post-punk or, like, post-grunge or, you know, like, whatever the fuck, there's always going to be, like, bands that are going to try to kind of be, like, I mean, not a clone, but they really basically take a lot of their influence off of, like, one band, basically. And a lot of their shit is almost like, you know, like a cover band almost, in a sense, or, you know, to a degree, at least when it comes to sound. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're bad. I mean, they can still sound good, you know, and shit. But, I mean, it just kind of depends on, like, you know, what that band is. I have to hard disagree on that one. Well, I mean, you're the grunge kid here, so of course you're gonna disagree. I mean, I'm not the biggest grunge kid. I mean, I like it. A lot of, you know, honestly, like a lot of the genres I like, you know, have a strong overlap of grunge. So, I mean, you know, like, I mean, if grunge is guilty of this shit, well, guess what? Metal is too. And rock and punk, I mean, these genres are just as guilty of it too. I mean, especially like, you know, punk and metal. Like, I mean, I will admit, like, that it is genuinely like, you know, fucking, you know, like, there's definitely a lot of elements where bands will, like, kind of, like, copy other bands. So, I mean, you know, because, like, especially, like, I will admit, I love power metal, but goddamn, dude, like, I will admit, like, there a lot of different power metal bands do sound very similar to each other. I mean, because it is honestly kind of a more simple style of metal, because it's just kind of like do 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 do. You know, it's just like very simple shit, but you know, it goes hard though. And honestly, a lot of it's just because of Sabaton. Like so many fucking power metal bands these days, like, take influence from Sabaton. It's not even funny. And genre have their unique style. Well, of course, like, the big bands are gonna have their unique styles, like, which I've noticed you named, like Breaking Benjamin, Shinedown, Seether, and you know, like, yeah, they're all gonna have their own different sounds because those are the big ass bands. I'm talking about all the bands in different scenes and like more regionally that are like, you know, propped up, you know, that were influenced by those bands. Because, you know, for every big, you know, name band that has their own unique sound, there's like 1,000 other smaller bands, you know, from like garage rock style, like, you know, doing house shows, to like maybe doing regional, like, you know, bar shows in like, you know, different towns in their state or some shit. Like, but those bands are what I'm talking about. And like I said, I mean, punk and metal aren't really necessarily that much different. I mean, because especially, I mean, I've been to a lot of punk shows this past year, and yeah, I will admit, a lot of them do sound relatively similar. They still have like their own thing going on, but they definitely have like a commonality of like, you know, a foundation of like, you know, what they've been influenced by, and it can sometimes be a little obvious. But it, you know, like, but that's why I like kind of going to house shows, especially because, you know, you might like, you know, have a house show that has like, you know, 15 bands playing, you know, throughout the day. And, you know, and then like 5 of those bands are actually going to kick ass. And the other 10, you know, then there might be like another like 4 that might be kind of mid, and then the rest of them are going to be kind of shit, right? Like, that's kind of why I like house shows, because even for the bands that are kind of mid or even do kind of suck a little bit, if you're drunk enough, you're not going to care, and you're going to have a little fun and mosh out a little bit or something, you know. And, you know, plus, especially when those good bands pop up, it really is just like, yeah, because, you know, then you get like a really good band that pops up and just fucking gets that shit going. Like, I mean, that's how that's how Cess Fest was when I found Los Malvados. Like, there was, you know, I don't know, like, I caught the, you know, later half of it, but, like, there's at least, like, you know, 6 bands that were playing, but the ones that stuck out to me were The Last Responders and Los Malvados that were playing that day. You know, the other bands, you know, were, like, they were good, but I'm not gonna lie, they don't really stick out in my mind as much. You know, and out of all the bands I saw at Cess Fest, I saw Los Malvados like at least like 5 fucking times already. I'm gonna see him again later. So, I mean, you know, like, that's why I like that type of shit. For every, like, you know, for like a handful of bands you might get that, whatever, you know, you're gonna find a band that's like, this shit needs to pop off. Like, because that's how I feel about Los Malvados, and I kind of think they're actually kind of, you know, starting to hit it a little bit, because from my understanding, they now got like an EP release, and they're you know, selling CDs, so I'm going to see if I can buy a CD when I see them live later. And also, you know, they're going to have a full official tour here pretty soon, next year. I don't know when. They just said that after this last show of the year, tonight, you know, they're going to, you know, kind of work on doing like an actual full set tour. You know, and after taking like a small little break, you know, so it's like, I mean, they're, you know, kind of definitely in the works on doing some shit, and honestly, definitely are kind of making it big a little bit, because they've toured with, you know, or at least, you know, we're an opener for a lot of really badass bands so far. Like, you know, they were playing at a bigger Block Party Punk show with MDC and, you know, a bunch of other bands. And then, actually, we're the last band to play that night. And then, you know, they opened for Say Ferris, which is a pretty big, like, indie punk slash, like, kind of punk rock band from, like, the 90s and 2000s that's still touring, doing their thing. So, I mean, you know, they're already kind of like, you know, blew up a little bit, at least regionally around here. And because of that, they're starting to kind of like make their, you know, name and known a little bit. I think I even did a show in like fucking Pennsylvania, because there was like some ska festival over there or some shit. Because I remember having a poster for it over here somewhere. Is there, I don't. Told me, and I'm kind of thankful you guys are around saying it. If he was more in our generation, his favorite band would have been Shinedown instead of Motley Crue. Well, yeah, I guess, I suppose I'm kind of glad that you hang around to see what they're like now. Honestly, you know, I'm kind of curious to, you know, wonder what, you know, this politics would be like now. I kind of wonder what, like, you know, my Uncle Robert's politics would be like right now, because he was already kind of a quirky guy, pretty conservative leaning too, and all that shit. And, like, at least like yeah, he died kind of like back in June during 2020, not because of COVID, but because he had like a cancer that he that was caught too late, but he also didn't want to treat it anyway. He pretty much made that mind up, a long time ago, honestly, from what I remember. So, so, like, he kind of died of natural causes, but still, like, one thing I do remember is, at least when COVID was going around, he was very adamant about, like, people need to stay safe and, not, like, try to, make people sick and stuff, blah, 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 if there's a bad sickness, no one should be getting sick, blah, blah. So, I kind of feel like, weirdly enough, I feel like he probably would have shifted in a way where I think would have been, funny enough, I think, more progressive leaning in comparison. But I have no idea. That was leaning towards Trump. He liked Mike Huckabee, for God's sake. So he probably would have been a MAGA chud, probably. Oof.
I made myself a total of nothing. Let's go. Next. I'm not ashamed. Bro, last year, I'm not ashamed. I'm like, no one, like I said, no one can make fun of me for making music for myself. Saying
I don't think he would have went full chud. Oh, I mean, knowing what I know, at least, from what you've told me, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of, spitballing a little bit, because he doesn't seem like he would go full QAnon chud level, but I mean, I feel like if he was alive, like, today, like, right now, I mean, do you think he would still support Trump, hypothetically, or, because that's kind of what I'm, really betting on. It's like, sure, there's plenty of people that were like, oh, let's give Trump a chance, back in 2016, and we're leaning towards him, because they didn't really have the foresight to see what the fuck was about to happen, right? Like, no one did. So, like, I do kind of think, like a decent chunk of the initial supporters, probably would have broken away at some point during the administration or during the last election when Jan 6 happened. It really depends on how bad his wallet was affected by everything. Yeah, I mean, if we were to take the element of cancer out of the entire equation, I mean, yeah, that would depend. I mean, it's one of those things where I guess you can't really predict if don't fix it, how many chance of reducing bills he would take. Well, yeah. I mean, so I'm assuming he'd probably get propagandized in the idea that the tax cuts were good, even though they're only temporary for people like us, and those expired a long time ago, but kept the tax cuts for the rich permanent. So it's like, I kind of feel like, maybe for a while, he probably would have been like, yeah, I like this guy. But I think once he realized that he got stiffed again and, his taxes cuts were expired, I think he would have been like, wait a minute. Why are my taxes back up? Why the son of a bitch, just increase my taxes? Goddamn that fucking son of a bitch. It's like, I mean, I think eventually he would catch the wind of that, And I know at least, like, some were, like, they, because at least the ones who have broke away from it, broke from the conditioning, they're like, yeah, I used to be in favor because, he said he'd bring jobs back and cut our taxes, which it seemed like he did initially. But then, those tax cuts, expired for us, and I found out that he kept going for all of his, rich buddies, so he's just letting business be as usual and just fucking, just feeding us crumbs and stuff. That's bullshit. He's just part of them now. There are some motherfuckers like that. Mom used to talk him into voting Dem while they were together. And my stepmom was hardcore Trump, so he influenced him in that direction. Ugh. Anyway, I think got fun with Nick Nocturnal there for a bit. What you doing, pup? What's up, boo-boo? What's up, goofy dog? And I should get back into Spotify. Yeah, because I don't have the app on my phone. So, like, I think I'm honestly going to, at some point, switch it around. And, get the app downloaded on there just so I can, have that. I mean, the thing is, I listen to all, like, most of the music on YouTube because it's just kind of quick and easily accessible. And honestly, there have been times where I'll, like, you know, look up some songs or some artists and I'll be like, man, why ain't this album on Spotify? So, I mean, honestly, I mean, there's, at least for some stuff, a little bit more accessibility and easier to find, you know, when it comes to things like, you know, like on YouTube, for example. Or like Bandicamp, which I have that, but I don't really use it that much. Oh shit, NBC fired Mehdi Hasan? Damn. Like, I'm actually kind of not too surprised. He started, like, you know, pushing against the fray way too much lately. Like, I mean, the dude, you know, was, like, kind of starting to really genuinely be way more critical about, like, the status quo and things. And, you know, was starting to kind of, like, gain some respect lately. I was like, all right. You know, for somebody who's, like, you know, a mainstream goober, like, you know, and whatever the fuck, he actually doesn't seem like too bad. You know, and I think this proves it. Like, I think this shows that he's at least somebody with at least a little fucking dignity and principles that the establishment allows. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm kind of thinking, you know, like, I don't think he's, like, you know, some bleeding heart lefty or some shit, but it definitely shows that, you know, like, he does at least have some fucking level of principles that, you know, that, you know, he's not willing to break. And I think that's honestly good. I can at least genuinely respect that. You know, it's like, and, you know, and he's been willing to, like, you know, push that type of shit, at least on the mainstream media, and he pushed it too far. Because the establishment does not want, you know, like, someone who's willing to hold to their convictions. They want someone who's willing to toe the fucking line. And he wasn't. I mean, like, because especially lately, with, like, his critical, you know, thing fucking on Kissinger after his death, and you know, and him, you know, being a more staunchly pro-Palestinian voice on mainstream media, like, there was already a bunch of different things where he was kind of looking like he was about to be on the chopping block a little bit. And honestly, like, I just kind of hope he does, like, a John Oliver-esque style show or something like that, because I feel like if he just kind of let his, you know, like, political flag fly, you know, and had his own show like that, I think, honestly, he would genuinely be more successful. Here, hold on, let me get my dog some food over here. Because it looks like you need some foods. Looking forward to having too many of these fucking, like, things of rice and shit that the China chef always gives me. Here you go, bub. There you go. Oh shit, you need water too. Shaboom! I also didn't see the little thing. If it's possible, I'll be going to see Starset. Love to go with you. Well, if we end up working out a time to where I can go visit you, and then you can come visit me and shit. Let's just work out a time where you visit me. You know, it's around the time they're touring up here. New speakers. Wait, what? Did you hear Republicans are starting a committee to cut Medicare and Social Security? The new speaker said, getting hold of the debt and deficit is his top priority. Yeah, even though every Republican fucking administration or any Republican that happens to be in control of that shit literally makes it worse. Yeah, their top priority. Let's like get a hold of it by increasing our debt way more significantly. If it's true, he would be looking at Pentagon budget for cuts. They just want to make us support for like me and stuff for more. Well, that includes people like me too. Like, I mean, they just want poor people across the board to fucking suffer. That's what they're about. Oh, yeah, I kind of want to look at this thingamaboop. Because why not? I kind of want to see the specific details about, like, you know, Mehdi Hasan being fired. And see where he might go from here. Hopefully, like, you know...
Oh, yeah!
I'm just kind of hoping that he expands more from this and just, like, says fucking, you know, just, like, does his own show, you know, and just, like, goes full ham with it.
Ousted Mehdi Hasan. They yoinked him, presumably for being too pro-Palestinian. Yeah, they're canceling his show, both on mainstream news and on Peacock, and they're just keeping him on as an analyst, which obviously means, you know, he's, being...
So I guess he's not technically fired, but they just took him off of his show. They basically, like, all right, you've basically been demoted to just some analyst in the background.
Mehdi Hasan is fantastic. I was wondering if this was going to happen. Mehdi Hasan was way more principled, way more aggressive, and way more ethical than journalists are allowed to be in mainstream news. He was far more straightforward and active of an advocate for the Palestinian people and for goodness in general to be supported by a gigantic, corporate donor. The cable TV channel MSNBC and its sister network NBC's Peacock streaming service are canceling the weekend news show, The Mehdi Hasan Show, with its eponymous outspoken host. People familiar with the decision have told the news website Semaphore. More recently, Hasan had been made an outspoken critic of Israel's bombardment and military assault of Gaza after the state declared war on the Palestinian territories controlling militant group, following Hamas's mass murder attack on southern Israel October 7th. I love you, The Guardian. I love this phrase, following Hamas's mass murder attack. But
I love it. Yeah, let's phrase it as that, you know, for, you know, Hamas, but just like, you know, what Israel's doing. Yeah, it's just a military assault and a state-declared war.
Israel's bombardment and military assault just gets called a bombardment and military assault, despite having killed more than 10 times as many people. Thank you. That's great. Yeah. What does it even mean? Mass murder attack? Like an attack on civilians, as opposed to what? The exclusive military targeting from Israel? Just, yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, even the attack on that Hamas did, like, killed at least, you know, pretty much about 50-50 civilians and IDF personnel. So it wasn't even just like some unconditional mass attack on civilians. Like, obviously there were a bunch of civilians that died, but Israel literally overstated the numbers like right off the bat and just like stuck with it until like the full number, you know, of the casualties, you know, came back from the attack and shit. They're just like, oh yeah, there was like, you know, 1,500, you know, civilians that died. Oh wait, it was actually more like 1,200 and like 600 of them were IDF, you know, personnel instead. Yeah, don't mind that. It's still bad, by the way. I'm just saying, like, you know, that's the details of what happened. I mean, it's just like, I mean, that's just the facts of it. It's like, I mean, it's still fucked up, and Hamas still, you know, specifically Hamas should be held accountable for that shit, but not the Palestinians, and, you know, and that doesn't mean Israel gets to just go willy-nilly, just genocidally carpet bombing the fuck out of, like, Gaza like it's goddamn Cambodia.
Bias nonstop. This is the kind of journalist that you're allowed to be in America if you work for a mainstream news outlet, not like Mehdi Hasan. Along with Mo Yeldin and NBC's Ali Velshi, Hasan was among the few Muslim anchors in American television. NBC faced criticism for temporarily taking those Muslim anchors off the air in the midst of...
It's a holiday in Cambodia! Dude, hey, you know, I forget who sings that. The Dead Kennedys. That's a punk song. See, hey, see, now you're starting to learn a little. You're getting there. All right. Referencing some Dead Kennedys. I like it.
NBC denies reports that it was sidelining Muslim voices and the move was purely coincidence. Neither Hasan nor NBC immediately responded to a request for comment. Yeah, I don't think there's been a statement from Hasan yet either. Has there been? Hold on. Mehdi Hasan. Let me see. Give me his Twitter. Has he yet? He doesn't follow.
I like how pretty much like everyone outside of like weird IT tech bro or fucking like journalist snubballs, you know, basically are calling Twitter still. Because that's what it's called. Everyone just still calls it Twitter.
We're not fees.
Even in like, you know, outlets, you know, or, you know, half of the time they'll be like X, formerly known as Twitter. And it's like, I mean, it's like, it's just fucking Twitter, okay? It's still Twitter.
Nope, he hasn't used Twitter since the news came out. The odds that this is anything other than his coverage of the Palestinian genocide is, it's almost certainly that. I can't imagine it being anything else. Like just today, hold on, House Resolution Anti-Zionism.
I mean, honestly, I would not be surprised if it really is that, but I think it's that, but, maybe just like a slow buildup of, like, the pressure valve of, like, Mehdi Hasan actually kind of being a little bit more critical and kind of challenging the status quo and the, like, general norms of things when it comes to, like, what is acceptable to talk about, basically, when it comes to, like, media and geopolitics that's going on. And I think, just, like, like over the course of him being employed and doing a show, I think, just slowly but surely, he just like will like kind of push a button here and there, push a button, push a button, push a button. And basically, and I think this whole like Israel-Palestine shit that's been going on, plus I think, his video about Kissinger and shit, I think there's honestly a few things where it just kind of push it over the edge and they're just like, nah, right, you're done. That was stuff of Guitar Hero 80s. Shadow Devil is his favorite song to play. Well, it's a good song.
All but 2 representatives in the House voted that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. So that's good.
Wait, hold on.
Is.
So just 2 members didn't vote in favor. Rashida Tlaib voted President. Thomas Massie voted against it. Of course, Rashida Tlaib would be against it, but I'm kind of curious about the present aspect. I guess maybe you should get more backlash and be like, see, anti-Semite. Like if, she voted no, so she did present to kind of get the softest backlash. I don't know. Not in favor of it, obviously.
Anti-Semitism. So that's good. Everyone's terrified of AIPAC primarying them. Its 2 reps voted against it. Tlaib voted present. The Republican Thomas Massie voted against. An overwhelming majority of House members voted in favor.
Kind of curious why maybe Thomas Massie might vote against it. Like, it's kind of interesting. Like, one Republican decided to be like, nah. Just like, nah. Not going to be in favor of this. I mean, it just seems kind of strange. AIPAC should be banned. Well, that's not the acronym. It's AIPAC. Like, so it's AIPAC. Like, I guess you just think of it as like AIPAC, basically. I mean, because that's, what it is. It's like, what's it, like, what's the full acronym? It's like something, for, I think it's like the American Israel Lobby PAC or some shit or whatever the fuck. Or American Israel Political Action Committee, something like that. But, yeah, like, but no, I don't disagree. But, why stop there? Why not just, like, make, super PACs and these different, political PACs, just fucking, just banned in general, across the board?
Israel's right to exist, blah, 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 blah. The resolution condemns Hamas and so brave, so glad we need every single House member to vote on a resolution condemning Hamas, and says any denial of the country's right to exist is inherently anti-Semitic, a stipulation one member took issue with.
Inherently? It just literally is inherently, just like by the concept of the nature of it all. It's like, oh, you don't think it has a right, huh? Well, anti-Semitic. Oh my God.
Rep. Thomas Massie, a Kentucky Republican, voted against the resolution, writing on Twitter, "I'm voting no."
Guess I am Semitic. Yeah, I guess I am too now. Just by that fucking logic. I mean, at least for me, I don't think Israel has their, right to exist in its current governmental form. It needs to, like, since, a lot of the people, in Israel are not exactly fond of it, I, don't necessarily think it would be a bad idea, for them to, like, do a massive change of government, forcefully by the people. Like, being like, hey, we're done with this shit. Like, because then I'd be like, all right, okay, no borders, your sand is my sand, and my sand is yours as well. Yeah, I mean, really, at the end of the day, like, that's really what I believe. Like, I don't, it's like, who needs countries anyway? It's like, I mean, fuck that shit. I mean, like, most of the, like, human like most of the human species, you went on without, the concept of nation states and governments and shit. I mean, they had like some basic like tribal or like, maybe some small like kind of regional form where it's like, yeah, there's that village over there, and we sometimes send people to talk with them too, and they send people to talk with us, and there's like shit like that. But when it came to like a full on like governmental apparatus like this is kind of like more of a newer phenomenon within the human species. So it's like, if we were able to figure shit out, make things work, with no borders before, I think we could do it, again, just a more modern, upgraded version of that, with a lot of rehaul, but, something I think we can do.
Because it equates anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism. Anti-Semitism is deplorable, but expanding it to include criticism of Israel is not helpful, Massey said. Damn, well,
So I guess that's the reason why Massey was like, nah, fam, anti-Semitism is deplorable, true. But expanding it to include criticism of Israel is not helpful. Also true. Well, broken clock right twice a day when it comes to the, these Republican, reps sometimes. And I guess Massey had his moment. He had his broken clock moment where it's like he's, right twice a day, and this is, that moment. So, yeah, I'll give him a dub for that. Yeah, because it literally isn't.
Single...
Politics used to be our village over there has potato, we have corn, let's make this happen. Oh wow, that actually went better because we also exchanged other gifts. We gave them quilts and they gave us extra furs, for the winter coming up, and now we have like a nice close trade with each other. Boom. Tribal politics, well, sure, but they were very arbitrary. It was just like, hey, over on that hill is that village, don't go over there, because they don't really like us that much. But if you go over there past, the forest, to the valley, there's another village by the river that is pretty chill as fuck, and we do trade with them. They give us fish and we give them like, quilts or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like, it's like, obviously there was still like a, some bare level of like, politics or like, shit going on, but it wasn't like, cohesive or like literal lines on a map or some shit. It's like you point over a hill and you knew there was a village on the other side of the hill and you don't go over that hill because they don't like you, It's like, it was basically shit like that.
Looking W. Makes me wonder if this guy is doing it because he had a brain
Except the whole forced marriage thing. Yeah.
Aneurysm and was right for once, or if because he's a Nazi. Wiki, Thomas, Massey. Described as a libertarian Republican and a member of the Tea Party movement which backed his candidacy for...
Oh, this guy's a Tea Party dude? These guys, dude, he's a holdout from the Tea Party movement? Never knew that.
Just back in 2012. Oh, do you think he's actually, like, principally opposed to statehood? He has a strong history of anti-Israel stuff, and he also supports Assad? Okay, all right, this is a wild card.
What? He also... what the fuck? This guy's a wild card. Yeah, dude. Vosh right. Dude, like, whoa. Like, he's supportive of Assad, been pretty critical of Israel. Very, like, a libertarian Republican type. Who in the fuck is this dude? Like, whoa. What is your deal? Oh, all right. I guess he wants outside. It's cold out there. I don't know why you want out there. But whatever. Just shut up. Oh my god. Man. Jeez. Islam had 2-hour marriages called pleasure marriages. They dissolve after you bang your temp wife. They used to just in religion. Well, I mean, that you do realize, like, a lot of Abrahamic religions, like, practice some variation of shit like that. Maybe not, like, the whole, like, pleasure marriage concept, but the whole arranged marriage / like, taking, like, minor girls who are starting to go for puberty and shit, and, marrying and impregnating them, stuff like that, like, like, I mean, a lot of Puritans and, like, hardcore, like, Christians, in early America were like that, so, I mean, and even before that, too, I mean, they've been doing that for, like, even in, like, medieval Europe and shit, so, I mean, who the fuck am I kidding? But either way, I mean, you get the point. But the name of it escapes me.
We've got a wild card one here. All right. Let's go. Oh, this guy's got a big page. supported efforts to scale back our use of military force abroad, supported efforts to withdraw from Iraq,
So this guy's more of an isolationist?
introduced a bill in 2019 to clarify no authority exists for military action against Iran. Okay, he might be like, I don't know, actually anti-interventionist. He's a
And if that's so, I actually would agree with him with that.
lunatic. Okay, whatever.
He is a Russian simp. I mean, if he's like friendly with Assad, or at least friendly with the Assad government, I mean, there probably is a little bit of an overlap there, but... Oh, wait, hold on. Was the only member of Congress to oppose the act to refuse to recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea. He was also one of 3 members to oppose the March 2022 resolution that supports Ukraine's sovereignty. After... yeah, you're right. Oh, boy. Yeah, okay. All right, that's a red flag. Well, I mean, this guy's kind of got some red flags, but... At the same time, I mean, there are, other stuff that isn't bad, but that right there is definitely kind of bad. Like, yeah, yikes. That's a yikes. That'd be a yikes for me.
Massey was the only member of Congress to oppose an act that refused to recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea. Okay, never mind. He's pro-Russia. That's it.
Israel's over. There are people controlling. Okay, I'm starting to regret this. True.
Yeah. That's like the easiest way to find out. Oh, this guy seems really anti-interventionist, the way he doesn't like American imperialism. And then he just constantly defends Russian imperialism. It's like, okay, gotcha. All right. Read about Sweden? Never. Channel president says removal of Mehdi Hassan aims to put network in better position for 2024 U.S. elections, The Hill reports.
Yeah, that makes me start thinking that Hassan got fired, or at least, demoted for that. Because he, I guarantee you, the more pro-Palestinian framing that he has and shit, plays a role in Biden's approval ratings and shit, and they don't like that.
Oh, you snakes, you pieces of shit. It might not have been the Palestinian thing. They didn't want him on because he's critical of Biden. MSNBC hardlines for...
Which is in part because of the whole recent conflict.
For the Dems, and there's a lot of like funding collaboration. They don't want him on there because he's openly critical of Biden's handling of this situation and many others. His replacement is Palestinian. Wait, is that true? Who? What's their name? You say that like it's a bad thing? Yeah, I would say that firing one of the most principled and based journalists currently active, purely because that he correctly reports on things that make the current presidential administration look bad is pretty bad, probably. Ayman Moyeldin, is he Palestinian? It says he's Egyptian-born. Where does it say this guy is replacing Mehdi Hassan? I think I've seen this guy's face before. Iman, not Ayman? Okay, Iman, thank you. He's getting a 2-hour show. Well, that's pretty long. How based is this guy in Israel-Palestine? Okay, this guy seems pretty based. He's good, but not as good. Maybe he'll grow into being gooder with time. We'll see.
So I gotta say, based. So okay, I mean, maybe the replacement isn't necessarily as bad. That's a big slot. It really is. I think that's even bigger than Mehdi Hassan's. I mean, from what it seems like. But, well, I guess we'll have to see how that guy is. I haven't heard of him, so. I just kind of really wanted to find out what was going to move forward from, without him there. Because, out of all the, the mainstream punditry, that I would actually kind of, be willing to listen to if I saw him recommended on YouTube or some shit, it would be Mehdi Hassan. So it's knowing that he kind of got fucked a little bit, it's just damn, rip. Because, I mean, I actually kind of, like I said, liked, listening to at least, his perspective at least a little bit, just because it was kind of, a more honest, depiction of, the mainstream, cycle of things, even if he was still kind of within the bubble. Which I guess at this point doesn't really matter that much anymore. The words of Professor Oak echo in your mind. There is a time and place for everything, but not to know. By the way, I noticed that on Nuggets Live. What are they talking about?
Youth culture and shit.
Where's Scotty?
Shit was sarcastic as fuck in a way.
Where's Skittle?
Levels of that.
Whoa, dude, their background literally looks like fucking blood cells that have been soaked in blue iodine, dude. I know they're meant to look like onions, but they straight up look like blood cells in blue iodine or something, dude. Whoa. Because I have a microscope and some iodine and stuff, and I actually have looked at, like, you know, different things, even in a genetics and biology class in high school and stuff, and it literally looks very similar to that. It's like, whoa, dude.
Pop culture sense.
Right.
Like, everything was sarcastic. It was just like...
Pathetic, worthless life.
Wish they stopped doing the Velma thing. Why? I mean, what's wrong with it? I mean, it's just like... You do realize that the chicks, you know, are the ones who are, you know, doing that so people can, like, you know, oogle at them being like Velma. Like, that's, like, they're... whatever.
And I hate myself.
I mean, if you're looking for, like, a supermodel magazine, like the Velma edition, I mean, would that be any different? I mean, because it really isn't, you know, honestly. It's like if you get, like, you know, some supermodel magazine, you're looking through it, and it's like the Velma edition, and, like, every model is, like, some variation of Velma. It's like, I mean, you know, like, it basically is not much different than that. I mean, it's like, I don't really think it's that big of a deal.
Attention, I hate everybody else, and you know what?
And also, I know that's not even really the case because there's plenty of women in the audience and in the chat that, you know, when they do it, where, you know, they're even like, ooh, she's cute. The male gaze to segment, which that isn't even true because there's chicks in the audience that are just like, damn, she's cute and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like, so that's not even totally accurate.
I'm so done. I can't even right now, dude. I can't even right now.
The difference is sarcasm in and of itself was the joke in the 90s. Now sarcasm is part of the joke. But just being sarcastic got laughs in the 90s. Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. Like, a show can have a sarcastic character now, but the whole show is not going to be sarcastic, and probably part of the joke is...
I'm the SJW now after being anti-SJW. Well, I mean, I'm just not, like, that SJW about this. Like, I mean, like Rose was saying earlier, there's a time and place for it, and I think this is fine. If it's like, you know, if they were being like, hey, I'd like to have this Velma in my kitchen, I tell you what, like, I mean, then it would be a little different, but they're just, but they're not. I mean, they're just like, you know, hey, how's this, you know, how's her Velma cosplay, like, pair up to, like, what, you know, the OG, like, top tier, like, you know, classic style Velma that you think of, right? Like when it comes to the cartoon, it's like, I mean, it's just literally like a comparison, you know, type of thing. I mean, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Like, whatever.
Characters reacting to the sarcasm, you know, some not getting it.
Well, we can't have any fun in our lives.
Having different reactions, whatever the fuck.
We're here appreciating female form. Venom thinks women should just be ashamed of it. Do you think these Velmas should be wearing orange burqas? Yeah, for real. What? Should they literally be wearing, like, orange drapes all over them and you can't see anything? Never said that, lol.
Yes. Skibbity
toilet.
Dude.
A lot of existential dreams.
God damn it, Paul.
I mean, well, they just...
I thought I got that shit out of my head. The skibbity toilet stuff. God damn
Most
it.
millennials think that the millennial humor, most Zoomers think the millennial humor is too dark. So I don't know. Maybe there's like...
I mean, I don't know if I would call it dark. It's too whiny. It's like
maybe it's
whiny and self-important is how I would
because
describe it.
because as they're self-deprecating, it's really just like a form of self-importance for sure. Because it's self-obsession.
Yes.
It's like a form of like narcissism and shit.
It's an obsession with that, and it's obsession with like creature comforts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to go and snuggle up by the fire and sip a latte right now and decompress.
Dude, that's me, but with like a twisted tea and a nice fat, like, bong full of weed. Like, I mean, I'm kind of the same way, to be honest. And also have like a little, like, you know, plush wolf. Yes, I do have one. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. And I'll just be like, ah, yes, let me decompress. Oh, wait, why am I faking it? I could just actually do it. And I'll just be like, oh, yes. Wrapped around the blanket, got the plush next to me, just chilling. All right, nice. Fat bowl twisted next to me. Gonna pull up some, you know, podcast to just kind of vibe to or play video. I don't know which one, you know, wanted to. And just be like, ah. Just whine about everything they say in a better world as possible. Oh my god. I love how as soon as they start talking about what's totally true about millennials, you suddenly get touchy about it. Come on, dude, just embrace it. You know it's true. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm a customer between millennial and Zoomer here, for fuck's sake. Like, I mean, I'm definitely a lot more millennial than Zoomer, okay? Like, I mean, I'm embracing it. I embrace my millennial side.
Like, I never heard anybody talk like that until about 2008 or whatever the fuck. It really
That's when that started.
I literally had never heard somebody say some shit like that until I was about 28 years old. That started to be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, you might hear someone say, like, a way more casual version that's like, man, I just need to go and unwind for a while. But they'd never fucking be like, I need to decompress after this long day.
Dude, okay, yeah, I'm being called out because that's what I say. I'll like, all right, let me decompress from work and I'll smoke a bowl. I sometimes will say that, like, in the first, like, 5 minutes when I get off work and shit. Like, straight up. Like, I do that. I literally say that. I mean...
bullshit.
What's wrong with decompression? Nothing. They're just like poking fun at millennials about it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like the whole broader, like, verbiage or, like, the... way it gets, like, said, I guess. Like, it's like, I need, like, decompressive, this, like, Starbucks latte. I mean, the thing is, they're being hyperbolic. Like, I mean, because they're pretty much, because, like, hey, I need a one dime for a minute. Like, that's basically the same damn thing. I mean, so it's not really the action itself that's the problem, okay? Like, I mean, you're taking it too seriously.
That's not humor, though. Well, we're not talking about necessarily just humor at this point. We're talking about the attitudes that the humor comes from.
Right.
I need to decompress from all the lies of T.J. Kirk.
Oh, shit, Manson.
Oh, hey, Manson.
So damn. My point, Venom. Yeah, and guess what? I do the same shit.
How you doing, buddy?
I usually wait a few hours because we'll do these after work to kind of like really kind of wind down, decompress and shit. See, I'm dying both, and but after that I usually watch like a nice little show, fucking get my food in and snuggle up in my bed and have Zukov by my feet and just watch something and go to bed like that. Yeah, that's yeah. So.
Wish I could say I was doing well, TJ.
You're not doing so great.
Poor Manson.
My best friend stabbed me in the back. You know how that feels?
I already know what's gonna happen.
Stabbed me in the back. Wish you would have stabbed me in the front.
You really did break off the fucking blade hilt in his back, dude.
I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your best friend should stab you in the front, TJ. Should look you in the eye when they twist the blade into your fucking heart.
Sorry about that.
I was invited here today. I have an important message for you, TJ.
Oh shit.
It's not about the rooftop. It's not about the fact that you can't not shit your pants. I have filed a number of lawsuits.
Oh shit.
My lawyers have tried to talk me out of this. But I said I can no longer stand by with TJ Kirk's in action.
I didn't download it. I haven't gotten a chance yet. I need to ask him what it was. Like, I forgot the name of it. It was like rotation something. I'll hit him up about it, and ask him what the name of it was again. Because that was the main reason. Like, I saw it, I was like, okay, I'll keep in mind of it. And then, like, once I didn't stream, I was like, I want to try to find that app. Wait, what was it called again? And then I just, like, so what, like, I'll hit him up about it.
Today, it's not funny, TJ.
I can't even with this, Scotty.
I announced today I am filing a lawsuit against my so-called fan, TJ Kirk.
Don't click that. I don't know what it links to. I'm not. Dude, you should. Okay, you know what? You got me kind of curious, to be honest. Nah, no, fuck you. I'm not doing it. I don't want to get traumatized. I already feel like it's going to be some weird shit, bro. It's going to be like some ranky-ass horrible shit, and I don't want that.
I have retained the finest law firm.
God, I just had shivers about what is on the other side of that URL, dude.
I've snagged my Gatorade. That's the only flavored drink I have.
Los Angeles. Now,
don't.
Sue and you, TJ.
No. I don't want it.
And all I ask for to resolve this lawsuit, I can resolve it in one day, TJ. You know how you can resolve it?
Ow.
Make the video, TJ.
God damn you.
And if you don't, TJ, then I hope you got a lot of money for lawyers, because I do. I'm a rock and roll star, TJ.
Yeah.
I got millions upon millions of dollars, bitches upon bitches, and what do you got?
Cocaine upon
Dick, little
cocaine.
pussy.
Scott, absinthe too.
You don't belong.
I feel like he didn't say that. It's like, where was the absinthe?
Mansions on mansions.
On my stage, bitch.
Barrels upon barrels of absinthe.
I gave you chances, TJ. I gave you so many. So now, do you believe so much that I'm guilty that you won't make the video now, TJ? Because I guess you do, you so-called fan. How much more are you gonna cost you, TJ? I hope you got millions in the.
I love how TJ, like, years at this point ago, like, it was like, hey, I'm gonna make this, video to defend him, and then just literally never did, and now it's just a meme.
I really
Well,
don't.
Guess you're gonna have even less after this lawsuit goes through, unless
Oh, shit.
TJ, you want to make that video.
All right.
Proclaim my innocence to the world, TJ. Let them know I am innocent. I have never done a wrong thing in my life, except for believing you're my fan.
Why is he turning into a Southern lawyer?
I know, Manson's becoming a Southern lawyer. What the hell?
I'm like a Southern lawyer for a second.
I do declare and sign this here court.
I resent the implication, TJ.
Dude, I want to see Marilyn Manson play a Southern lawyer now.
Oh my god, that would actually be kind of badass a little bit. Like, imagine him with, like, the cowboy hat and stuff and, like, some Wild West, thing. That actually might be kind of fitting for him.
He's got a little Southern lawyer in them. What can I say? TJ, you know my terms.
Okay.
If you wish to not be ruined financially, if you don't want to have my slick Southern lawyer destroy you in court, TJ, make the video within 30 days, proclaim my innocence, and grovel at my feet. The lawsuit will be rescinded. If not,
Damn.
I'll see you in court, baby.
I do declare.
I'll see you in my courtroom, you fucking pussy. You should have done that. Do a little callback to that fucking, water bottle stage incident.
No.
You getting sued?
No.
When are you gonna make that fucking video?
No shit,
He
TJ.
said I have
do it.
30 days.
Just do it already, TJ. You said you were gonna do it.
Manson up.
I know. At this point, I kind of have to.
Finally.
Even if I make it, he's just gonna come back and be like, "That video was inadequate."
He totally would.
You gotta make sure that is not a criticism that anybody could possibly take.
Oh, hey, Scotty's back from the dead
What's
after
up,
getting
dude?
raped to death by that fucking rhino or whatever.
Dude, that rhino
Damn.
was pretty hot, you gotta admit.
Whoa,
You see
Scotty.
the rhino that look, there's worse
Well,
places
Scotty.
to go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. True.
Don't you I don't know, man. I don't think I'd fuck a rhino, dude.
I don't know. You got the horn on it or something. It's one of those things.
You gotta spread those armor plates apart to get your dick off in there. You know. what I
Oh,
mean?
you're too much of a fucking weakling to even do it.
Scottism alert. It is, but if if we're gonna break it down to the brass tacks, you got you got the horn, situation going on. You know how like any other gigantic, big animal that likes to just do the fucking charge and shit. It's gonna have that raw. That fucking, gonna barrel you out of my way, bitch, type of fucking force. So if you angle it right and do a big hop or some shit, might make it work or something. I don't know.
No, it just seems like it would chafe. It would chafe my shaft.
Yeah.
You know.
I had to go up there anyway, so yeah, I was gonna grab tea and more of those Powerades anyway, so.
Rub it up against that lumpy ass armor.
Oh, well,
plates
you're
back there.
thinking about. You're thinking about pitching, not receiving. With the rhino, it's usually the other way. If you're an elephant, you can definitely fuck a rhino. But I'm not bigger than a rhino, so I mean.
Let me
you
ask
gotta do
you-
it.
I actually think, back in the old YouTube days, there was a video of that or some shit that, like, was, like, one of those, like, weird, dumb memes that, like, a bunch of, like, middle schools will share with each other. Where, like, at the computer lab, be like, hey, look at this funny thing I found. And, you would, like, peek over, and it was just, like, something like that. I'm pretty sure, like, like, there is, like, a video of that or something.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Have you ever seen Evil Dead Rise?
Is it the latest one?
Yeah.
But TJ has a bigger salami than TJ. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, TJ's micro-sized. There's a video of a rhino doing it. I think that's a hippo. And they do that, I don't know why, but there's something that they do. Setting foot-long cookies. Oh, my God. I might have to go to Subway just for that. That looks kind of fire, I'm not even going to lie. Anyway, here. Oh, shit. Velma alert. We got a Velma alert. We got a Velma alert. Oh, it's a workout Velma. We need the analysis. We need to find some analysis here. We're gonna have to go way back here. This Velma's fucking got, like, some, like, workout skills here.
Out of existence as if you never were. Not even quantifiable in the negative. How about
Damn.
that?
Okay, segment.
All
How about
right.
that?
Even though there's chicks who are in... Never mind. We already went through this.
Pretty. I mean, damn, Paul. Tell us how you really feel about the movie.
Fighting leg
I don't know if I
gangs.
can get away with the music that's playing on this, so I'll just play it.
I mean, hey, you know what? She's showing you how to work out. Like, yeah, she's doing it in a cosplay, but it's like, hey, here's how you do our leg gangs, for the day. You can't skip leg day. Even Velma understands that.
Yeah, this old, you know what, dude? This old trope, you need to figure out how to do something else with Velma.
True.
She's doing
Okay.
something else.
Oh, she's doing.
Yeah.
the
She's
opener.
doing something.
Yeah, she's working out.
She's doing leg day.
Yeah,
Can't skip leg day.
Velma leg day.
Yeah.
Crushing it, dude.
Dude, she's actually
Glasses
fucking
thing.
crushing it. Yeah, like, unironically, she actually is, like,
Now,
Imagine
Doing good workout
paying a
skills and
monthly
shit.
thing for a gym, and this is being shot in your gym. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I would make an exception.
walk in and
If it was just, like, some TikTok gym, fucking, like, bimbo or some shit, I'd be like, whatever. But if it was, like, a Velma that walked in, I'd be like, all right, there's a Velma, okay.
was doing like sexy arch back leg lifts.
I'm going.
Bet
to
him when the bare toe is shown. I know,
I'm very
right?
inspired to work out recently. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I've been very inspired to work out now.
finding leg games with Velma. All right, so I'm going to go over our goals for the night with you guys. So for 150, we're going to react to the trailer for that new Daily Wire movie,
Oh, God.
Lady Ballers. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen
Sounds
or heard.
fun.
I think. Yeah, well, it was that one, wasn't it? It was one of them.
And then there's also George Santos, Let Shit on Musk, True Crime, Fake Crime, Evil Babysitter. Oh, I think I know which one they're talking about. Ted Cruz yammers about wokeness for 20 minutes. Oh, God. 1200, mystery goal. Maybe something good, maybe something bad. Ooh. Ooh, la la. I'm kind of liking the goals for tonight. Too bad I won't really be able to experience a lot of it because I'll be out of show. But hey, I want to make sure other people can get their goals. I might give it a little something for that. A little something for that AF. Should we set up Covenant Eyes so we can see? No, what? No. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. I think we'll be good. But that's just me. Here. I want to see if they'll at least get to a singular news story, just because like I want to kind of see what they're going to kind of like squeeze our our way into a little bit, see what little introductions are going on for what's happening. Well, actually, I think sometimes they'll do I think they're doing the whole idea of doing goals when they make them and then doing news in between or some shit. So I don't know, a little food. off topic, but actually gaining muscle is a pain. The amount of protein you need to consume in a day will leave your bank account on life support. Yeah. That's why I don't bother working out. Well, the thing is, like, for me, like, I mean, you know, I try to a little bit, but that's just because of the virtue of where I work. But, I mean, that's why I just eat, like, a lot of, like, protein, you know, like, a lot of meats, like chicken tenders and, like, the burritos. Like, I just get the stuff that's, like, kind of more of, like, a, you know, just, like, a big power source and shit. And, you know, getting, like, protein powder, I mean, even though it's expensive, you can make that last a while, you know, if you get, like, one of the big ones. So it's one of those things where you just kind of have to, like, you know, find what's best within the means of the budget and just go from there. You know, and that's kind of the, you know, another thing about it. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, just work out, bro. It's like, well, I mean, maybe that in itself doesn't cost much, but like the consequence of it, like having to, you know, eat more calories and eat more protein and shit like that, like that's what's more costly. Like, so it's one of those things where it's like, even if you are, you know, like kind of putting in some, you know, extent of the work, I mean, like, you know, it's still going to cost some money to, you know, need to find a means of food, you know, to be able to make up for the calorie loss. Technically, fire counts as a light. I mean, yeah, keep going. Leftist voice, breaking New York City tree light ceremonies being disrupted by protesters. Oh, this was, yeah, that was a few days ago. I remember seeing videos of this. I don't think we, you know, talked about it, but yeah. This happened in Portland, too. And in Seattle.
Him down and run
music.
Wait, what the hell is this? Oh, shit. What's this?
Sufferable, though, mentally. Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus
Bill
Lean?
Maher definitely was not as bad as Jordan Peterson. It wasn't even fucking close to me. But I don't know what the fuck this is. This is something we got recommended. This is an official music video called Jesus Lean from B-Shock.
Is Jesus leaning or like drinking that lean?
Uh-oh.
I already fucking...
What was that?
Oh no, man! Don't do this, dude. I don't want to do cringe raps, dude. No, dude. I don't want to do cringe raps, bro. I don't want to do it.
This isn't even the only cringe rap we have tonight, by the way.
Oh, no!
Are we doing cringe raps?
Fuck you, TJ. I don't know. I will try.
I don't know.
I don't hear anything, TJ. What's about? That's fine, actually. Yeah,
You don't hear
no,
anything?
man. Oh, no, actually I do. I'm fucking with you. Oh, it's awful.
You should have said anything. You could have got away with not having to hear it.
Yeah, I really
Man, I wish. Well, hey.
It's rare that I forget to fucking click that check mark these days. It's become kind of ingrained. Here you go.
Like to dance. So we about to do the Jesus Lean.
Jesus Lean.
Why is he segregating everybody?
And also, is he saying bounce for the king?
I don't know. Why?
All the white people.
What, bounce your ass on that fucking, you know, on that king? You know, what, you're bouncing your ass on Jesus' dick? Like, what the fuck?
All the black people.
That's kind of weird.
Was that really going on? I didn't notice, to be honest.
Now do the Jesus Lean.
Oh my god, he is! Oh my god!
Lean. Do the Jesus Lean.
Can I tell you something?
What?
This
What's that
beat,
fat woman doing?
whoever cooked up this beat should be thrown face first into a giant fucking blender, blended into human paste, and flushed down a toilet. That is the most piercing, annoying, zero effort, zero talent beat in a long time.
The stock beat would have been better.
Oh my god.
Jesus Lean snap. Do the Jesus Lean snap. Do the Jesus Lean snap. Then stop. We did the crazy bout God with everybody clapping. Time to do the Jesus Lean. Everybody snapping.
I
Fuck.
want to die.
Well, I think you can say this for it.
Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg.
Darker White 94 is like I'm often doing toaster bath. Dude, even Zukov is like, dude, he's groaning over there, dude. Oh my god, even Zukov is able to comprehend the cringe. He can't even, dude, oh no, oh god, this is, Christian rap is a genre I hope never takes off. Dude, honestly, I've heard Christian rap that is unironically better than this.
You can say this for TJ. It's completely without any sort of talent, creativity.
And also, there's a lot of rap that has Christian symbology and themes and shit in it pretty heavily already. So it's like there's a lot of rap artists that do that. So Christian rap is already a thing.
And it's just
A little late, bud.
to somehow go viral with this crap with a bunch of stupid Christians. Which maybe it did. Maybe a bunch of dumb Christians were like, this is good.
I mean, it got like, it's pretty old. It's like 13 years ago, but it does have nearly a fucking million views.
I bet a lot of it is people making fun of it.
It probably got most of those 13 years ago, so it
Yeah,
seems like it did
probably.
pretty successful, if that's how it
Well,
happened.
it probably it got a little bit of views off of it.
Everybody,
I was hoping they'd just move on from it.
everybody back it, shot back again. What's up? What's happening? CHRIST 7 less than me. 365. I'ma move my feet. I'ma dance for the Lord like DAVID. Time to break it down. This ain't no time for relaxing.
This makes
like
me
to
want
relax.
to do a backflip off a fucking cliff and just.
I mean, this makes me want to just like go into the middle of a camp full of tweakers and just like say, I have, free fent in my gut. You have to kill me to get it. And just have them literally swarm me like a pack of zombies and just like die in whatever indescribable way that they, force themselves upon me.
What happened?
I gotta rip the mic from this man and start spitting on fire, dude. Totally.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, Zukov spits bars all the time, dude.
See if there's life after death, Paul. You
Yeah.
know? But you
This
know what
makes
might
me
suck?
want-
What if you go to heaven and this like guy's in heaven with you? It's like,
Zeus over for the kind of people we're talking about. Yeah, and I do, still.
Yeah, that's as much as I could take. Next.
Yeah, thank God I skipped ahead and that was it. Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah, honestly, I can't. Ugh. Okay, what's this about? Beetlejuice 2 is finished filming. Tim Burton now sequel only had a day and a half left to shoot after strikes ended. Oh, boy.
Beetlejuice 2 is finished filming, Tim Burton announces. Sequel only had a day and a half left to shoot after strikes end. Sure you don't want to go back on strike, guys?
Yeah, can we
Can y'all go back on strike maybe for another month?
strike this one? Because this is.
you guys are excited. Don't lie.
Tim Burton announced on Instagram that Beetlejuice 2 has concluded filming. Production on the long-awaited sequel shut down over the summer with around 2 days left of filming due to the SAG-AFTRA strike. Filming starting in May amid the
Oops.
the SAG-AFTRA strike as the screenplay from Wednesday creator Alfred Goge and Miles Miller had already been locked in. It wasn't until the actors went on strike that the filming paused indefinitely. Beetlejuice 2 is the sequel. No way. Is Beetlejuice 2 a sequel to Beetlejuice?
What?
Are you
No
gonna
way.
consumer
I
juice?
never knew. I thought it was a prequel.
Are you
Michael
ready for
Keaton
that?
is returning to the title role opposite returning cast members Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara. New faces of the franchise include Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, and Justin Theroux.
The only person that sounds interesting is William Dafoe.
Yeah.
All the other ones I'm just like, meh.
Burton told The Independent in September 2020.
Gucci sounds like a kind of cheese. It kind of does.
There were only 2 days left filming, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Beetlejuice 2 is happening whether you like it or fucking not.
No.
So,
Pass.
I don't know. How do you
Pass
feel
on
about that? You feel like is there any chance in hell this movie will be good?
No.
No.
And here's why. Because Beetlejuice was a disgusting, perverted lecher.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of his like thing. It was like goosing people's asses when they didn't want it and shit. And that's just like, you can't do that because it's not funny and it's not cool anymore. You know what I mean? And so Beetlejuice is going to be tame.
Sanitized.
Yep, he's going to be tame as fuck now. He's not going to have any of that fucking edge that made him, you know, actually kind of scary. That's the thing about Beetlejuice, is that, like, he was so crazed and megalomaniacal and self-serving. That
Tim Burton,
that scene where he, like, marries the ghosts.
We're not
and
here for kind of
they're
humor.
like,
Sexual support. Yeah, I mean, it definitely wouldn't work anymore. I mean, it's just a very raunchy, fucking edgy ass movie. So it just, I don't think it would work.
where he's like he's trying to marry the chick and she just falls apart. Like that, there's real, genuine creepy vibes in Beetlejuice. It's not just a ha-ha fest.
No, I completely
Catherine
agree.
O'Hara got to be 80. She's actually 69.
The crazy thing about this is Tim Burton. Like, dude, if it was Tim Burton in the 90s, you know, if it was Tim Burton, like, you know, back when I respected him as a director,
It's not gonna be back 'cause Michael Keaton is old. I mean,
First Beetlejuice hasn't aged that well.
look how much fucking makeup is on this
I don't
character.
think that's
I'm
not
pretty
gonna hold.
he could still look like Beetlejuice.
That's not gonna
I
hold.
mean, I guess it hasn't really that much. I mean, it's just kind of more of like a cult classic thing. You just kind of, it's one of those things that, you know, where it's like kind of like a take it or leave it type of movie.
Caked on.
Yeah, that's not gonna hold him back. Tim Burton has not been a fucking decent director for a long fucking time. So I just don't have any faith in him as a director to put anything but a cash in. Like, that's all we're gonna get. We're getting cash in Beetlejuice 2.
Electric
What was the original
Boogaloo.
Beetlejuice? That came out in the early 90s, right?
No, 88.
88? When was it?
88.
Oh, 88? Fuck, it's almost
What's
as
that,
old as me.
88?
Dude, holy shit. And they're making a second one after all. Oh my god. Wow.
No, this is so fucking past its expiration date. This is such a bad idea. This is a fucking criminally bad idea. Tim
If
Burton.
they were going to be true to the spirit of the original and not sanitize Beetlejuice and not
It shows.
sanitize...
It definitely does,
as a
yeah.
director now.
No, I know. I have zero faith in Tim Burton's ability or willingness anymore to make anything watchable. And so
Unfortunately.
that's why I think this is going to suck. Now, maybe he'll surprise me. Like, maybe it'll be shockingly,
Maybe.
you know,
It would be,
reminiscent.
I would be fucking incredibly shocked if this was even remotely good. I'll be honest
You
with
know,
you.
like another fucking movie from this same era, probably released around the same time, maybe a couple of years after Beetlejuice, Bill and Ted.
Yep.
I recently watched that Bill and Ted Ride Again or
The
whatever.
last Tim Burton movie I enjoyed was Corpse Ride. Last Tim Burton I enjoyed was Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, I mean, for me, that would probably be it for me, too. I mean, honestly, between those two, honestly, that'd probably be, like, you know, the last ones I kind of enjoyed myself.
Was.
Yeah.
And it was all right. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, well, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was actually kind of good at some parts. It was funny.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely could have gone worse. I still don't think I really liked that, but it wasn't as awful as I guess it could have been.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think of something that's been brought back after a super long time, and I was like, wow, this is really still fucking pretty, this is really still working. And as far as movies go, I can't think of anything. As far as TV shows go, I do think the Beavis and Butthead reboot has been really fucking surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I still need to see that.
That's about the only thing I can really point to. It's like, ooh, yeah, this.
I mean, yeah, I can't really think of anything myself, to be honest. I kind of want to try it, I think, a little bit. Yeah, honestly, I can't really think of anything. Like, I don't really think anything that is, like, kind of, you know, been brought back up from nostalgia's sake or whatever the fuck, you know, it's been really good. Samurai Jack, the last season, that shit went hard. Ooh. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen Samurai Jack, so... I haven't seen it, so I'll have to definitely check it out.
Really fucking.
Well, Mike Judge was able to update that and still and like make it relevant and give you.
My dad loved it though. Yeah, I love the original Beavis and Butthead myself personally. Like, I mean, yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like, man, I still need to kind of see that shit. Samurai Jack's definitely a classic. Oh yeah, and I've seen Primal by the same creator of Samurai Jack, and that shit goes fucking hard, dude. Like, I mean, I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna do like a third season or some shit like that. But last time I checked, I haven't heard anything of it. Because, I mean, for a show that basically barely has, like, any talking at all, dude, that shit goes fucking hard. With No Way Home count. I guess. I suppose. I guess that counts, you know, for what it's worth. I mean, but I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily. I guess technically, yeah. It's kind of a little bit.
Feature is going to reference that they have a history.
In mine,
it's going to. If she explains what's going on, it's going to be like. It's going to be so sanitized. She's not going to
go.
That
look,
she tried to marry her or anything like that.
Here's the problem with this country, TJ. Here's the problem with this country right here. If I was given the this movie, not only is Beetlejuice successful in marrying the teenage girl, but like halfway through he ends up killing her. He kills her, TJ.
All right.
Boom. Death, sex, violence. I want depravity, dude. I want to go 70s grindhouse. I want people's heads being popped off and shit.
Fuck yeah.
Chainsaw.
Hell yeah, dude.
Beetlejuice to just be like the most disgusting, evil movie of all time.
Fuck yes. I honestly do want that.
Why fucking bother, dude? Zoomer juice? Some fucking bullshit where Beetlejuice is fucking woke, dude?
Nah, we can't have that. We must have the raunchy, dude.
Seth Rogen gonna be in it? I mean, no, but he might as well be.
Beetlejuice's fucking lovable sidekick, Seth
You know what?
Rogen.
I would not be surprised to see Seth Rogen show up in some kind of cameo
He probably would.
or something.
Dude, you know what? Seth Rogen's gonna be his fucking toady.
Oh god, I honestly hope not. DBZ movie about Gus was released years after the original and the series and solid as a movie. I want to see clips of it. Also know it came from his universe too. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie myself either. See, that's why I couldn't really think of anything, because I figured there would probably be something out there, but it would just be something that would be kind of like out of my knowledge. Which, yeah, it is. There, doing just a little time check, because I need to get myself ready to go to a show, you know, here in a little bit. So, actually, I want to see what we're looking at on this bitch. Yeah, I was kind of let that chill there for a minute. I don't know when I was about to take my scarf off. Don't need to take that shit off. Need to keep it out. I wanted to see DBZ Future because I want to see Future Gohan Black. Man, I kind of need to see at least see a bridge version of that shit because I mean, like. Even, like, because honestly, because all of you talk about DBZ so much, I'm just sitting here like, motherfuck, it's just like, most of my knowledge comes from, like, you know, rusty knowledge from when I was a kid growing up, and it's like, son of a bitch. Fairly gay way for Baby Beetlejuice woman does seem outside of realm possibility for the character, actually. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it would definitely be a lot more maybe controversial. You know what? Yeah, honestly, I feel like that could. It'll be one of those movies where it's like, you know, right wingers would freak the fuck out about it, but also at the left would be like, well, it's raunchy shit, but, you know, there's a woman, so, like, I don't know, well, I don't know, maybe? Future Gohan survive instead of Trunks and you trade his soul for the power to end the androids. Damn. Hey, boop. DBZ is a hard anime to get through, I'll be honest. Yeah, and I honestly would probably want to, like, you know, restart from the beginning if I do get into it, so... That's why I want to watch the abridged, so I could kind of, like, cut through the filler arc shit and just kind of, you know, get to the main shit, you know what I mean? So, at some point, it'll happen. But, idiot. Well, let's call it good for now. But I'll be back once I come back from the show and all that fun stuff. Because surprisingly, yeah, they're not going to be karaoke night tonight. Got a concert to go to. A little ska and some punk for the even. Imagine Beetlejuice turning back into a guy mid-sex. Yeah, that would even make it more wild. But anyway, let's call it cool for now. unfortunately, because I don't want to necessarily, just shut the conversation down so quick, but alas, I must. So, peace out, and I'll see y'all that next one. So.